All right. Took a little while, but we're finally here. Unfortunately, Nyrus had to, he was driving home and he had to go through the snow, I believe, and so he was a little bit delayed, but we're here now. We're ready to go for another match of the Sugar Free League Season 2. Today we've got the Akuma Blades versus Paragon 5. And no subs in the lineup today, so it's be all normal rosters. And starting off with the Jace and Sejuani bans here, so different priorities for both teams here. Sejuani, just a common champion we've seen banned quite a bit recently, was being played in the series earlier tonight. Just a very popular champion. Now we're going to get the Rengar ban as well. Okay. That's an interesting one. You don't see that too often. We have a few Kha'Zix players, but very few Rengar players. Skarrain might want to play that, so they're going to take that one away. Rengar, always a fun champion to watch, especially a very skillful champion. Doesn't have too many skill shots, but the mechanics of it are still pretty complex. And now we're going to get the Jarvan ban as well here. So lots of jungle focus, 3 junglers and a top laner so far. And we'll see what the follow-up is if we continue the jungle trend here, which we will here with a Shaco. So lots of interesting jungle bans for Akuma. Trying to get rid of some of Skarrain's champions he likes to play, which are definitely off meta, but can definitely carry in the right situation if they get going. Very, very scary champions. And Lucian going to be banned on the other side, so a little bit more standard ban here from Paragon 5, and much more unorthodox champions being banned from Akuma. Definitely doing their research, scouting out the enemy team, and taking those champions away that they like. Now we're going to get, looks like the Urgot first pick here, a champion that's gone up and down in popularity, but I mean, I think it's still really good. There is the classic counter pick, or not the classic counter pick, but one that's been sort of innovated recently is the Rammus. Along with Bramble Vest, you can really do a lot of damage to Urgot if he locks onto you with his W. You can actually you out DPS him if he's hitting you with Rammus W active and the Bramble Vest as well. So it's kind of a funny interaction. But Kai'Sa going to be the response here, so they're just going to prioritize the AD carry for McTrump, which makes a lot of sense. He's definitely one of the strongest AD carries we have in the Sugar Free League, and a lot of teams have seen that and played around him when they have him on team, and other teams have really worked to shut him down. And to go along with that, we're going to get the Braum here. So first rotation bot lane for Paragon 5, and a strong one at that. Very hard to counter this. Caitlyn, though, is a lane bully that they certainly could play, and with the recent crit changes, or revert in some fashion, you definitely like that matchup for Akuma. Morgana would also be a good champion here, I think, to really continue that bully trend in the bottom lane, which it's a classic, that's definitely a classic combo. The Caitlyn Morgana, very, very hard to deal with as lane bullies, especially when you're a low range AD carry like Kai'Sa and a low range support like Braum. Very, very tough to deal with. May just see a bit more prioritization on the jungle first, though, because there are lots of supports that could fill that bully role. And we're just going to get the jungle here. We're going to get the Zac pickup for audio. So, both sides look to be playing towards their AD carries here with a tank jungler and, pretty much a tank's top laner. Urgot's a little bit damage focused, but mostly a tank bruisery sort of champion here. So both sides playing their AD carries so far, it looks like. But speaking of carries, we got Lee Sin picked up here for Skarrain. It's a pick that can be built more to be playing around, be more of a playmaker and less about a DPS source. So they're still looking to play around McTrump, at least since a playmaker can get around, do stuff in the early game, and then set up those late game kicks in those team fights with the Dragon Rage. But no chance for the Morgana now. Celestial missed that opportunity here. That's going to be banned away by Paragon 5. I'd assume they're going to ban another support. Paragon 5 will, to try and cut down that pool even more and get rid of the champions that will bully out this Braum Kai'Sa lane, because they've already got themselves in a bit of a bad spot here. They're just going to have to survive that lane phase. LeBlanc was banned on the other side there for Akuma. Shararang is no slouch of a mid laner here, so want to get a good matchup for Fluke. make sure he's doing okay. And LeBlanc just a very scary champion right now. Will be another ban, a Thresh, another classic lane with Caitlyn. You can another bully lane here. Outranges the Braum and can set up a lot of all-ins and really, really hurt you. On the other side, we'll see if they stick to that mid lane focus here. Would make sense. There's lots of good mid laners still available here. Lots of mages if they want to go for more of a playmaker route in the mid lane, or they could go for just a standard safe like Malzahar pick. Gonna be the Scion though. That's the choice here. Gonna take that out of QQ's hands. And well, we're gonna stick with a mage of some type here. It's gonna be Vladimir for Sherang. So there's actually quite a bit of DPS on this side. Lee Sin, Vladimir. It's not just a tank front line here. It's not 4 supports and a Kaisa. They want to go after it. Paragon 5 want to fight and have lots of DPS on their side. We'll see if the Akuma Blades mirrors that, or if they just try to go, all right, we're gonna buff up a Caitlyn. That seems the way they're gonna go here with a Lulu and a Zac in the front with an Urgot. The Caitlyn seems to be the big focus here. And, well, maybe a Zoe in the mid lane. That would offer some more DPS and an AP source, but the consistent DPS is going to come basically entirely from the Caitlyn. Urgot does a little bit, but Caitlyn has got to, pull the team through with her, DPS throughout the team fight. So getting her up and running is a big priority, but they do have a good lane matchup for it. Nope, going to be Vel'Koz instead, so another AP source, and a little bit more consistent. Zoe's a bit more of a poke in and out champion in these team fights, who's moving in and around. But Vel'Koz definitely offers way more consistent damage, so the burden will be less on Kayats this game. He won't have to deal as much theoretical damage, at least, to win these team fights. And actually, Zoe going to be picked on the other side there for Sherang. I'm sure they'll have words for me about how I'm saying their names later, but at first it looked like he was going to be 280 carry, 2 hyper carry 80 carries in the bottom lane here. But right now, the way the team comps have sort of settled out, it's definitely focused on their DPS, but there's still other damage sources here in the mid lane, in the top lane, and even in the jungle for, Scar Rain on the Lee Sin. So it's not going to be quite the duel out here. And McTrump is going to be called on to do everything for his team. Still, though, the bottom lane, I think, is a matchup to watch here. Kayats and Celestial have a pretty good opportunity to bully out McTrump and Nova on the other side there. They have a significant advantage in that department, in that matchup. So we'll see if they can make anything of that. But, in the top lane, QQ has a good matchup, I think, for the most part. Urgot's not a melee champion, doesn't suffer as bad against Vladimir, but it's still a good matchup for him. Interested to see what the build is here. Might just be the standard, proto belt kind of thing, or maybe he'll come up with something else. Spellbinder as well, another option for Vladimir. We'll see what they go for. But after the Shirelias was essentially taken away from him because of the mana that was put on it, so it became way less gold efficient for him. I think Vladimir's had has been a situation where he's like not really quite sure what to buy. Just got about a minute and a half left on the spectator delay. Unfortunately, we still have to go through that. It was cleanse on the Vel'Koz, if you didn't catch it. So he will have a way to get a Zoe bubble at least once. And of course, the old trusty Flash can be there as well. Not a ton of gank setup on either side, really. Except for the bottom lane with the Braum. But, the Lee Sin can maybe come down there and make a visit and try and make something happen. Zac on the other side, he's got a little bit of CC. Like Vel'Koz and Urgot have some CC, but the bottom lane really doesn't have a ton. That in terms of setup CC, right? Like Caitlyn traps obviously can chain, but it's not really you're not going to set up a gank with a Caitlyn trap, and Lulu doesn't have any CC that holds someone in place really. So Zac is not going to have a super easy gank route like he would if you know, he had a point and click CC, maybe a Shen or something of that nature to really help him out. Just about 30 seconds left to go here. And then we'll hop into our first game of the night. Is a best of 3 like always. Of course, starting a little late, so this will probably be a late night for us, but good to go. And just about ready to get loading into this one. Is Akuma Blades versus Paragon, which I think is a pretty important matchup here for Akuma Blades especially. Right now both teams are middling and toward the bottom of the table here, but they still definitely have potential to come back into the playoffs here. And, you know, obviously got to start off on the right foot with a win here, but you know, if they can claw their way into the bottom of the table, maybe get into the playoffs, you know, at the bottom, that's certainly something that's still in the you know, on the table for Akuma Blades here. And Paragon is sort of sitting right where they need to be, but of course you want to get as best a standing as you can going into that. Yep, we're loading in. No bugs this time. I think those have all been sorted out. And we'll get right to it. Both teams, if you did watch the power rankings that BB Clocks did, you notice they were both towards the bottom half of the table. Weren't doing too well. There's a lot of uncertainties about them, though. Especially, they've had a few roster shakeups, things of that nature. So it doesn't mean they're you know, one of the worst teams. It just means there's a lot of uncertainty going on about them right now. Could mean that, you know, they just need to sort things out. Still towards that, you know, the beginning half of the season here. So plenty of time for them to right the ship and come back, or even start off on the right foot with some new members. As we're at 98% loading. Not stuck quite at 99%, the classic, but nothing really to note here in terms of runes. The only interesting thing here is Vladimir actually went for Kleptomancy. That's really the most interesting thing. Everything else pretty standard. There we go. Now we're in it. That's what I'm looking for. Okay, here we go. Game 1 of Paragon 5 versus Akuma Blades. A few pings already, but looks like we're just going to set up 5 across in a pretty normal way. Celestial maybe poking his head out a little bit. Yeah, just going to set up, look at each other until the first buff spawn and we get started with the game here. Like I said, the only thing of real note here is the Kleptomancy on the Vladimir, but other than that, no crazy starting items. Nothing really that abnormal about these setups here. The only thing is that Zach did not actually purchase his items out of base, so he's actually got to go back here. Kind of need to do that. That generally helps your first clear, I've noticed. But if you don't purchase your first jungle item, you actually could get another item faster, so maybe Audio knows more than I do. Probably ranked higher than me, so he knows best, I guess. Was not the Glacial Augment, though, on the Vel'Koz here. Comet's still the second most common keystone for the most part here. But no Glacial Augment does mean there will be no spooky ghosts, no Hextech GLP, which reduces your utility a little bit here. I've always thought that the Glacial Augment build was a bit better just because you had more utility built into your kit because of it. As you see, the Celestial already taking some autos at Nova, making his life difficult. Scarrain did go for a red to Krug's clear, which will lead him to that top crab. Audio on the other side went blue Raptors, and now making his way to his top side. So both junglers might run into each other in just a second here. We'll see if Audio goes to the crab. Lee Sin definitely the almost always going to be the winner of the early game in a Zac versus Lee Sin matchup. And speaking of that matchup, Scarrain going in and forcing Audio to flash here. This may result in a lot of jungle camps stolen. No rotation from either top laner yet, so yep, gonna be a Gromp steal here. And looks like the blue's also gonna go over to Scarrain there. And Audio forced it back with no flash now. If he books it, he could maybe get to Lee Sin's jungle and try and steal away his bottom side camps. He should know they're not up based on the CS numbers when he did see the Lee Sin. But he's got not a lot of vision, so he can't really know if the Lee Sin's gonna go back to his side of the jungle. You know, will he stay top side or will he go bottom side? He doesn't know yet. And looks like the decision from Audio is just to go to Krug's. He's just going to sit there and try and farm up as much as he can. Maybe look for the bottom side crab. But overall, not going to invade and not going to risk, dying in the enemy jungle early on. Because it is a risk to invade there. You don't exactly know where the Lee Sin is. You don't have the ward coverage yet. In the top side, though, things have been pretty even. Slight lead for the Vladimir here. QQ using the slight advantage in that matchup. Has a little bit of a health lead, too, but not too much going on there. All lanes looking pretty even from, mid, bot as well. Looking for a gank, though. Here comes Audio. Gonna miss that. Gonna miss that first engage, though, and it'll force him back out, and this is really a bad situation for him here. He didn't take the crab first, so now Scarrain is going to be able to go down there and probably steal the crab away. On the mid lane, Sharang and Fluke are fighting, but both players missing their key CC skill shots, so no one going to take a big trade or force the other to blow flashes. Or any other summoner spells for that matter. Yeah, this is just a real bad situation for Audio. Scarrain is even, invading onto the Raptors there as they respawn for the first time, and Audio, well, he's just in a real rough situation. This is like the nightmare game for a Zac. The only good news is that he hasn't died yet, really, and his laners haven't died to a gank. So, but otherwise, like the CS department, you can already see a gold lead developing there. About 300 right now. I mean, it's essentially a kill worth of gold. But yeah, no deaths, so it's just that little gold lead from the camps. The experience also really crucial. Zac wants those levels to get more points into his Elastic Slingshot, so those ganks are easier. The mid-game team fights are much better because you have more range on that thing, which is probably your most important ability because it can set the tone for a fight if you just have a huge engage. Nyrus has consistently been pushed to his turret here, and an even bigger CS lead is developing now. QQ have about 2 waves of creeps, which is, a pretty decent chunk. About a 300 gold lead there as well, so top and jungle both faring poorly here. Scarrain is there, maybe looking for a potential dive here. He has no ultimate, though. He's still level 5. Ultimate is available for QQ. Flash forward, and they get him real quick. First blood over there. Scarrain going to pick that one up. Only used flash on QQ. Nyrus didn't even get a chance to use his flash. Gage was just too quick, and down he went. And he's going to lose a lot of creeps to the tower as well. Once this wave is pushed in by QQ, even with a teleport, I don't think he'll get back to lane very fast. Is using it now, but he'll still miss the melee creeps, I believe. They'll probably die to the turret before he gets there. So it's not quite as bad because of TP, but it still really hurts. And blowing that summoner spell is crucial too. Now TP advantage for QQ means a potential move to Dragon now for Skarrain, and he's got the knowledge that, well, hey, my top laner can join first, so even if the first fight goes poorly, like we can come in and turn that thing around. As long as we chuck down a ward. 7.5 minutes there, and it looks to be a really good start here for Paragon 5. Using this jungle pick to great success so far. Looks like an ult going to be invested here from Fluke. Going to force the real flash from Skarrain there. Both Zac and Lee Sin around the mid lane now. Audio still level 5. Skarrain does have ultimate available now. He's level 6. Got the Dragon Rage. As well as Flash, which is 2 cooldowns that are big to have together. Make for a lot of playmaking abilities. If you got the fingers for it. God knows I don't, but I got faith in Skarrain that he does. Just some CDR picked up for QQ so far. Just some, the Ionian boots and a Kindle Gem. So not going into AP or really anything. Just CDR, which is probably the best stat on Vladimir early on. Getting more Qs out for the lane sustain and the consistent damage is really big. Also helps your wave clear, just straight, being able to get out more spells because you can't clear the wave with autos. Good for any mage, but, Vladimir, especially with the way his, blood system works, really helps out. Free health, never hurt anyone, but now Nyrus a good little pullback into turret range, but good use of the pool to get him out of safety. He's going to use the ultimate as well to get some health back from that trade, and now Skarrain is here for maybe a second dive. Nyrus used that ultimate in the last fight, so he won't have that anymore. He's on cooldown. Now he's trapped underneath his turret. Audio's nowhere to be found. He's currently trying to take down that dragon, so at the very least they'll get this ocean dragon. On the other side there, as Celestial and Coyotes have the priority, but Nyrus is almost certainly going to die. Flashes away, but QQ does end up getting the kill there. No flashes used on the other side. Skarrain still has his. And the Ocean Drag will go over, like I said, but I don't think that's really worth this point in the game. Maybe later, if they can stabilize, but right now the matchup's getting even worse. Audio did stabilize in the jungle, down just 10 CS right now, which is about like 2.5 camps worth of CS, but it's still not a good matchup, and Skarrain has used that advantage in the jungle to really help out his top lane. Or mid lane and bot lane have both trying to pretty much stayed even, which is good, I think, for both sides. Both sides don't want anything volatile to happen because both those lanes are pretty much scaling lanes. The only thing I would say is that Akuma Blades probably want a bigger advantage out of this Caitlyn and Lulu lane, because if you're gonna give Kai'Sa and Braum a free lane like that, I mean, it's not bad because Caitlyn scales really well, but when you pick her, you generally want to get more damage on the turret. Like, you're looking to push much harder, especially if you pair her with a range support. So that's the only knock I really have, but they do have at least a CS lead a little bit right now. May just be because the wave is pushed to the other side, but they're definitely looking to get a little bit more done with that. But still, things aren't terrible. 2,000 gold lead at 10 minutes, not great. Definitely not a good situation, but Akuma Blade's far from out of this one. Both their mid and bot lanes are sitting about 10 CS a minute, slightly under, like 9.5 or something. I'm terrible with math, but that's my estimation at least, and that's pretty good numbers. Looks like both AD carries going for the Infinity Edge first, which is something we've seen pretty commonly so far after the change to the crit items, and that seems sort of be the standard build. Getting a flat AD at the beginning of the game really helps out, but now we have an ult here. Skarrain getting very low, pull back from Audio that he will go down. Fluke will end up killing that one, but Skarrain is going to get one back. So both mid laners will fall. But the kill goes over to the mid laner there for Akuma. And on the other side, the jungler for Paragon 5. Ultimate was used from Fluke, but no summoner spells from him. Again, this top lane matchup getting even worse, about a 30 CS lead now. But yeah, mid lane's still about even. The kill gives a little bit of a gold lead to Fluke, but not too much. It is good to get audio involved, though. At least give him something, you know, to look back on in the early game and say, like, that one pretty okay. So overall, pretty even trade. But bot lane also even. Probably means that Paragon 5 is in firm control of this game. Despite, you know, two of their lanes being even. The top lane difference is pretty big here. Audio going for another gank in the mid lane, but he's going to take a quick nap. Fluke going to miss that skill shot. Hits a couple others, but Charang bouncing back and forth. He might just survive. The red buff is here. Now Scar Rain has come in with a counter gank. He used his flash, not able to follow up. But, ooh! Zach will be forcing those bloblets. TP not available from anyone, so Zach will almost certainly go down. QQ on the dive here. He will find the kill in the backline onto Fluking and survive. Takes 2 turret shots, but yep, he gets out of there. 2 kills already, but now Celestial forced to flash away from that Braum. Gonna give him a polymorph back. Good winter theme on these skins, but the Braum will get out of there safe and sound. Both supports just fine. Audio and Fluke, not so much. Very good counter gank from there from Scar Rain. Audio trying to be proactive and do some things, you know, around the map, but unfortunately Nyrus didn't have the TP available. Has it switched to exhaust right now, so could not save his buddy there. And QQ already made the rotation. Didn't even use the teleport. Just use that to get back to top lane now. He actually walked all the way down through the river. And we're going to get a slight pause here. Lots of shutdowns. 500 gold on both QQ and Skarain there. Skarain. Switch back over here. Hide that mini-map in the game, so no unfair advantages occur. And then we'll hop right back in once this pause is figured out. Okay, no word yet, but probably getting back in momentarily. Usually it's just a quick little pause here. Both teams only get 2 pauses. Now it is a rule. I think it was a new rule since Season 1, but has been a rule for the duration of Season 2 pretty much. Hopefully we'll get back in the game shortly. Right now, it stands Paragon 5 significantly ahead in this one. Just 4 minutes in, they've already got themselves a little over 3,500 gold lead. And the top side of the map significantly, out of proportion there. Bot and mid are both pretty even. But the top side of the map for Paragon 5 is really where the advantage is. And when you have a Vladimir and a Lee Sin, those are 2 champions that went ahead, can really dominate games. Skyrain hasn't made any fancy, crazy mechanical outplays yet with the Lee Sin. But, a large portion of Lee Sin is not about those things. It's much more about being in the right place at the right time and using his early game power to get some stuff done. And Skyrain has definitely done that. He's tracked Audio really, really well. Audio has gotten some CS back, but the first clear, Audio got, I think, 4 camps? Yeah, he got 4 camps out of the 6. So Skarain got, his 6 plus 2 more, 8 camps to 4. Doubling the total of camps on the first clear is quite a bit. And he just overall, bullied Audio out of the jungle here. There's still a level lead there now, and Audio had to flash as well. It meant, less power on ganks later in the, it's just a real rough start there, and it's all thanks to Scar Rain. It wasn't anything else anyone did. He made that advantage for himself. Yeah, no word on the pause yet, but hopefully we'll hop back in. Both AD carries and mid laners mirroring each other's builds. Pretty much going to be Luden's Echo for both sides in the mid lane, and Infinity Edge and some attack speed and boots for the AD carries here. The good thing for Akuma in this early part of the game is they did get the Ocean Dragon, and the Caitlyn and Vel'Koz are both farmed up pretty well, so their carries are at least in a good position. As we hop back in the game here, if you have Vel'Koz or Caitlyn in a situation where they can deal enough damage, it could be okay. But here comes Audio with another gank. He's going to hit that Elastic Sling shot. Blue also invested. The pull back here, and that will mean one kill in the bottom lane. As our director camera wants to go away. A really good gank there from Audio. He's going to get a really successful one. Probably didn't even need to use the Lulu ultimate there, but they just wanted to make sure that they got that kill. Make something go right in this early game. Oh, the crab! Very low. Looks like it was picked up by Shirang. I'm not sure here. It looks like Scar Rain is coming in as well. Celestial, he's going to be taking down my Trump, ulting in. Now Fluke going to use his ultimate with Trump, and Scar Rain's going to go into the backline. The kick is used, but that just gets Kayats to safety. And now, looks like it's going to be a 1-for-1 trade. Celestial and McTrump falling on the other side, though. Nyrus is going very low. QQ, the exhaust invested, but QQ will get the kill. Across the map, the 2-for-1 trades. The Paragon 5 again comes out on top, but another kill for the Caitlyn. Pretty good. And your support dying isn't that terrible at this stage of the game. Looks like Scar Rain has found the Q, but Kayats will flash, and I believe flash the damage from that Lee Sin recast of the Resonating Strike there, but so saving his own life there with the flash. Big cooldown though. Should have it up next time for Baron though, when it spawns at 20 minutes though, and that'll probably be a time where there's a pivotal fight. So at the very least, not the worst time to get rid of it. Getting rid of it right before an important objective spawns is terrible. Of course, there's an Infernal Dragon on the map as I say that, and Rift Herald, but I feel like at this point there's going to be no contest from Akuma Blades. They really should know that they can't win a fight, and we'll just back off and try and harass Paragon 5, but I highly doubt they will commit to stopping that Dragon or Rift Herald take. Looks like it is the Protobelt build here for Vladimir first and the Spellbinder second. So getting both those items I was talking about earlier. Both mobility items with health and AP, which is the stats he likes. CDR as well on there. Now Audio's going to go in, but misses the steal. Trying to get back out with his own ult. No, he's going to go further in. Audio, I think that's the wrong way, buddy. But he knew he was dead as soon as he hopped in there with the Elastic Slingshot. Now QQ going in. He hits the ult onto Fluke and Celestial. McTrump into the backline. He's going to find a kill, and now Nyrus is going to go down as well. That's 3 kills in total for Paragon 5. I feel like they should have just backed out. Once Audio went in there and missed the steal, I feel like they should have just backed out, but they were unfortunately just very close. And Trump has a long-range dash. QQ can cover a lot of distance in a short amount of time with that Protobelt and Spellbinder. Lee Sin, everyone on Paragon 5 is very mobile and can chase down very well. With that one fight, the turn will come onto the Rift Herald. Infinity Edge was picked up for both 80 carries, before that last team fight. You can call it that. And Rift Herald getting picked up there by McTrump. Interesting card to put it on, but maybe they just want to get him a faster back. That could be the reason they gave it to him. Or he just picked it up because the other teammates forgot to pick it up. I know I've done that sometimes. I've forgotten to pick up the Rift Herald. And it's just a real facepalm moment. You're like, oh, I just wasted 45 seconds taking that, and now I don't have the thing I wanted. You know, the reason I spent all that time doing that. Never a fun feeling. Luna's Echo has been completed for Fluke, but Sharang will get that on his next back. Audio goes in again. Misses Sharang with a good use of the ultimate defensively, but he's still going to go down. QQ still building Nyrus in the bottom lane. Nimbus Cloak, he will speed him up, and that's going to force a flash from Nyrus. He's sitting at 0-4. He's had a rough time in this game. Right from the beginning. Nyrus going to go back trying to trade back onto him, but he's down 2 levels, and that's not where you want to beat him. Powered Q comes in. Oh, and now the Sanguine Pool. Oh, Nyrus just survives with a tiny bit of HP, but one more Q will find it. The Empower Transfuse is very, very, very powerful. And down he goes. Audio looking for another gank, charging at the Elastic Slingshot, but now he's found himself in a bad spot. Skarrain with a kick back in, the insect into McTrump. Now McTrump gets knocked up though, and there's a ton of damage coming through. Not gonna quite find the kill. Fluke looking for that one. Disintegration Beam. Did a lot of damage to McTrump, but with the heal and the shield from his ultimate, he was able to survive that one and get away. So quite a bit of action there, but in the end, no one dies. Everyone gonna get out safely. Lots of shutdown gold though. QQ with 1,000 gold. Skarrain has 500, 450 on McTrump. A lot of gold to be picked up there. Still only about a 4K gold lead. You know, hasn't really been extended since, you know, about 14 minutes of the game, maybe 12 minutes. The lead has stayed pretty much the same, which is really good news for Akuma, considering the situation they were in. I'll flash forward there from Sharang, and he's going to move back out there after putting Fluke to sleep. With the extra movement speed, he was able to dodge out on the follow-up CC. Celestial, though, comes in to save his buddy. Zonies was the choice for QQ after, which is really helpful after you dive into those backlines. Probably going to be Death Cap after that. But having that invulnerability alongside the Sanguine Pool gives you so much time where just the opponents can't touch you. Nyrus still has that job of dealing with QQ though. Audio though in the meantime has been taken very low. Again, no TP, so if he goes down, it's gonna be tough to keep him alive. Nyrus though, he's getting completely bullied around by QQ at this point. It's just gratuitous. There's blood being constantly ripped out of this mechanical monstrosity that is Urgot. Coyote's walked completely the wrong way as he forced to flash underneath his turret. It's not exactly the right path you want to take there. Rift Turtle has been summoned now in the mid lane. Dragon about to spawn in about 20 seconds, so that might be the follow-up after this. Trump trying to go forward. Coyote's forced to use heal a little preemptively, but now QQ's on the backside. He's going to find a kill diving beneath his turret. Fluke going to miss his CSC to defend himself with, but now QQ's going to be taking out this Integration Beam. Finds two, though. McTrump now in the backline takes down Fluke. Oh, and Celestial's put to sleep. He will go down as well. Audio, he's going to try and stun at McTrump. Now he tries to go unstoppable into the Bloblets. Nyrus here has TP to keep that Zac alive. Audio is going to survive this one. But overall, 3-for-3 trade. So again, not terrible for Akuma, but they did lose a turret in the meantime. You know, that inner turret as well as the outer. So still, that play I think was good. But here McTrump's going to find Audio in the jungle. Flash forward, going to find the kill. Even you putting the ward in the brush to keep vision there. Smart move. Quick fingers. Now there will probably be a turn onto this Drake. It is a Mountain Drake. Nyrus is here to check this one out. We'll put down the ward, but was spotted by the Scar's Bloom, so that vision could be destroyed. Celestial, they're going to come back around and try and get rid of this vision. And at least give a potential steal here for Audio. There is a cool little interaction with Zac where you can actually hop over the Dragon Pit if you go at the right angle. not actually fall into it. You can go across it and smite at the same time, so you can steal it without ever actually committing into going into the pit. Now that can be stopped if you pull the dragon out of the pit. So there is a way to counter it, but it's very cool, and I think this is way too far actually. So he can't do it from behind, not in smite range. So this Mountain Drake will almost certainly be Scar Reigns, and it will be. He's going to pick up that one. As I was saying, that the last team fight was a pretty good swing there for Paragon 5. Like, they got 2 turrets, and it was an even trade in kills. So, like, you think, like, oh, that's probably advantage them. The one thing you have to consider, though, is the shutdowns, right? QQ had a 1,000 gold shutdown. Scar Reign had, like, a 500 gold shutdown. So there's actually quite a bit of gold taken off them. So in gold value, it's actually pretty even overall, despite losing those turrets. It's still a pretty good trade for Akuma, especially from behind. I'd still take that. Even losing those towers at this time in the game, you still have your base. I think it's okay when you get those big shutdowns. Now your Caitlyn is on 2 items, especially Static Shiv, going to give her some wave clear power. She's much more powerful now. It's just, I still think it's okay for Akuma. Fortunately, the cookie bets have closed, so you can no longer put those in, but we've got plenty more games to watch, so don't go away. Goal lead has extended, though, slightly. About 6,000 now as opposed to 4,000. But at 24 minutes, you're okay. I think you're okay with that, Akuma. Definitely behind, but hey. They've still got a chance if they can kill McTrump or QQ to start off a fight. You know, maybe you've got something there. At this stage in the game, you have a lot of split pushing going on in the bottom lane here with QQ. You could certainly find someone wandering a bit too far in the jungle here and pick someone off, and that could get Akuma, buy them time, obviously, while they're dead, and get that gold and just get back in this game. I think there's lots of opportunity for them, too. This team really doesn't have great siege. Outside of Zoe, Paragon 5 doesn't really have a great siege. Like, they don't have an AD carry that's going to be... They don't have a Caitlyn. Like, they don't have a long-range AD carry that can knock down these turrets. They got to get up there and hit that thing. They can't just sit back with a Tristana and, you know, rapid-fire cannon autos or a Caitlyn with that. Zoe will poke, but you can't really kill the turret. But now, a find is there. Celestial completely caught out. He gets put to sleep by the Sleepy Trouble bubble, and down he will go, and immediately McTrump went in to follow that one up, and the rest of the team came in, and down he went. That's exactly what you don't want to do, though, as Akuma. Get caught out like that. Now that gives them an opportunity to go towards the Baron. Looks like there is going to be a test here. Audio could come in big with the steal. Already down to 1,000 health, though, and Scar Reign will find that one. QQ, though, now he's going to the ultimate. Sanguine Pool used as well. Looks like Akuma has found their way out here. Naira's going to flash that Winter's Bite, and he'll be able to get to safety. So no one else going to die here. And that's actually okay, I think. Again, Akuma Blades losing as little as possible after that pick-off. That's okay for them. They got decent wave clear with a Caitlyn and Vel'Koz. They can probably survive this Baron siege. Probably lose that top lane inner, but they could definitely hold on to their base. $600 gold shut down now on QQ. It's risen again, and 1,000 gold here on McTrump. So important targets to see if they go down. That's a lot. Another big gold swing over. About 900 gold now, though. About 800 is about closer estimate. I keep shifting a little bit, but again, that gold lead has grown a little bit. Rageblade, the follow-up here for McTrump after the Infinity Edge and Runins. Another Zeal item going to come in for Kayats. Sleepy Trouble above lands, but Audio's going in the back time. The Disintegration Raid, though, is not going to find anyone. Just the tip got in there. And now QQ. He's going to be collapsed on in the sideline here, but he's going to go in. Already used the ultimate in the Sanguine Pool. The Grievous Wounds is on him, but McTrump found his way in the back line here. Going to flash on the Fluke. Zony's just there, though. McTrump, he's going to get executed, though. The Fear Beyond Death. That'll fear up 2. QQ and Sharang, but now Nova is going to go back in, buy some time and room for his team, and they're going to turn their attention on the inhibitor here. It's 3 down on the side of Akuma and just 1 on the side of Paragon 5. It is McTrump, though, and that was 1,000 gold, but now they're working their way on to the Nexus turrets here. Nyrus trying to tank up in the front line. Sharang, though, he's going to finally leave trouble on him and force him back. Nova hops away, but they've got net 1 Nexus tower already down and another inhibitor here. So 2 inhibs and a Nexus tower already gained from this push. Might even find just more, but without an AD carry, it's really hard to take down those turrets in an efficient manner. So it actually was even more important that they took down McTrump there. Most important member to kill, certainly in that team fight, and they were able to do it. Gonna seal a couple camps on their way out, maybe get this Ocean Drake as well, but another good fight there for Paragon 5, and after a few little bright moments for Akuma in the mid-game, this later stages of this first game of the series between Akuma and Paragon 5 has gone rather rough for them, to say the least. Shrang picks up the blue here. Scuttle Crab also gonna be ruthlessly taken out once again. Stop Scuttle Crab violence today. Merciless are these League of Legends players. Shrang, though, he's continuing to poke around, and looks like the bottom lane siege will begin. Trouble Level does not land this time. A few control wards here to stop the vision inside this base. Like I said, Paragon 5 doesn't have great siege, but the Zoe is still very, very annoying. Trapline is also very important here. The Caitlyn denying the melee champions from getting up in there and autoing a turret also significantly reduces DPS. Audio going to take another chunk out of him, but he does have some MR there. Already Spirit Visage picked up for him. Unfortunately, though, these super minions are getting in here. Fluke trying to deal with them. So is Nyrus. Coyote's really he's not able to be in 2 places at once, so he can't clear both lanes of minions, and certainly can't clear the third. Redemption is YouTuber QQ is just finding his way in the backline. Coyote's already very low. Oriro's going to be put on him, but he's already going to go down. Celestial will fall. Coyote's in the backline will go down as well. McTrump found his way in the backline. This should be the end of the game here. It's just Audio left, and I don't think he's going to be enough here. Another fight where McTrump and QQ find their way into the backline, and that's all she wrote. Paragon 5 going to take game 1 here off Akuma Blades. Took 30 minutes, but they did it in a pretty efficient manner here. A few hiccups here and there, like most wins, but they're going to find it 30 minutes, 55 seconds. And they will take it. Game 1. Pretty clinical from them. Akuma certainly have to go back to the drawing board on this one. Figure out what went wrong, but we'll be back to see if they do come up with a better game plan here for Game 2 in just a moment. But stick around till then, and we'll see you guys then. And All right, back for game 2 here of Akuma Blades versus Paragon 5. Paragon 5 did take game 1. And it looked pretty good throughout, but they really won through the top side of the map there with QQ and Scar Rain there on the Lee Sin and the Vladimir. Looked really, really good there, and just took it to Audio and Nyrus up there. Against the Zac and Urgot, the Zac really couldn't do much in the jungle to start with, and then Scar Rain really took advantage of that matchup. I mean, boy did he. He bullied around the Zac that whole time. So we'll see if there's an adjustment there to try and get rid of that. We've already got some jungle bans on the side of Paragon 5, trying to keep Audio down, getting rid of Jarvan Sejuani, like they did in game 1. And on the other side, it's going to be the Zoe and the Jace here. So a change from game 1, as well as sticking to their guns on the top lane. Man, Nyrus doesn't want to play against that. If the Vladimir didn't go great, he definitely doesn't want to play against the Jace, which is the classic top lane bully champion. And Galio going to be the last ban here for Paragon 5. And, Rengar going to be banned again. I'm actually a little disappointed we're not going to get to see that. I'd love to see Rengar in action, but going to be taken away this time. But Shaco's up, so maybe we'll get something spicy like that. Lucian going to be the first pick here, so McTrump going to go again. He's someone who always seems to be playing on the strongest AD carries. I don't know if it's just because it coincides, his champion pool coincides with what's strongest at the time. But he's always, he's played a lot of Lucian, a lot of the Kai'Sa. But he's going to take the more lane dominant this one. Last game was, all right, taking Kai'Sa, I'm going to be the hard carry in the mid and late game. This time, more lane dominant. In response, though, Akuma, they're going to take the Braum Ezreal, which is a very safe lane. It's a very good lane, especially in the mid game when Ezreal hits his power spikes. Braum's a great mid game support champion in those skirmishes. On the other side, though, we do get to see the Shaco. Very excited about that. Scarring gonna play that one. We have seen, I believe we saw a Shaco game from him earlier on stream. I believe it was him. Did see the Shaco-Nico combo. I don't know if that'll be something that we'll see a lot of, but not going to see it this time most likely. Could be QQ with the Yasuo up top lane. We saw Yasuo top last night in a Galio mid last night in that same game. And that was the combo that was put together. So again, could be Yasuo mid, top still up in the air here. Looks like Audio might go with the Lee Sin to try and take that away. Say, hey, you can do it pretty good. I can do it even better. And he's gonna put out that challenge here. And Lee Sin certainly wins early against Shaco. It's a bit tough. Shaco can play pretty defensively and get away here with his, all of his mobility. The traps also kind of hurt if you walk into them. I feel like the Lee Sin, though, better early game champion overall. Vladimir getting banned here in the second phase. Don't want to see that one again. Nyrus is like, all right, get rid of that thing. I don't want to see that again this series, most likely. We'll see if he's put on Urgot again. And Urgot has fallen all the way through here to the second phase. Well, I don't know if it'll survive yet, but probably will get through, I think. Cassiopeia going to be the ban on the other side there for Paragon 5. Did see Solarium play that recently and looked pretty good on it. A few big Cassiopeia ultimates. Alistair as well, the follow-up here. Support ban. Which, again, a really good combo with Lucian. But we have Pyke open. We have Thresh open. Even Morgana could be played. I don't think it's a great combo with Lucian, but Thresh, I feel like it's great. Pyke's great here. If Nova wants to put that on for us. Having a quick look, he does play Thresh. It's actually his most played champion in solo queue. Alistair is his second most played. So I'm actually looking for a Thresh pick here. I think that'd be really interesting, and he might just do it. Lissandra was the last ban, and Darius going to be the pick here from Nyrus, so he's going to go for a little bit more of an aggressive champion in the top lane. Didn't like getting bullied around so much, so he's going to be more aggressive. And this team comp from Akuma is definitely shaping up to be more of a bruisery, brawly team comp with an Ezreal. Ezreal just kind of one of those champions that's just consistent DPS throughout the fight. He's just like gonna shoot his Qs and be safe in the back line. And Lee Sin, Darius are just gonna brawl in the front line. They're gonna go in and fight you right at your face, run at your face. Gonna be the Tahm Kench though from Nova. They want to keep mid-Trump safe here. And after seeing an Ezreal brawl in bottom lane, I can understand why they take that, because Thresh really has a tough time engaging onto an Ezreal Braum. Both champions have very good disengage abilities, and Braum just tanky as hell, all hell, so it's tough to kill him. GP, well, that would be very interesting to see from QQ. I feel like it's a rough matchup into Darius. You can, you're essentially a kind of a ranged champion with the way Gangplank works. So you can outrange him, but like once Darius gets onto you, Gangplank just loses. Darius is a champion that's meant to be in melee range and bully out pretty much every other champion in the game. He beats in melee range, with the exception of a few, like the Jax or something like that in the top lane. But Jax needs items before he can even do that. And a Corki. Okay, that's interesting. That's going to be Fluke in the mid lane taking that Corki. Saw a lot of Corki mid in Season 7, I think. That was sort of its heyday, at least in recent memory. Corki's been a champion that's, he's been around a long time. But that was the heyday of Corki mid. And now with the crit reverts, again, helps Corki out a lot. A champion that actually does mostly magic damage, but, is an AD carry in terms of the items he purchases. And, autos a lot, so it really helps him that these item pages come back. He's going to be up against a Yasuo here in the mid lane. The one, Paragon 5, again, very, very much an AD heavy team. On the other side, Akuma really has a balance because of the Corki. Now, they're mostly AD, but they have a balance because of the Corki. And but Paragon 5 does not have that. They are all AD all the time. The only time they aren't doing physical damage is when Tahm Kench is licking you with a Q, or, they've got ignites. Everything else is going to be physical damage from them pretty much. So a lot of armor expected to be purchased up here. Lots of ninja tabbies, things like that. As we head in the game again. A small spectator late here, about 2.5 minutes left on that one. Corki did switch to TP at the end of that one. Which is, the more common one, in Darius, of course, with the Ghost. Tahm Kench did take the Cleanse. Again, pretty much standard stuff, but it's sort of interesting to see again, because we haven't seen these champions in a long time. We haven't seen the Corki, haven't seen the Tahm Kench in a while, after the nerfs, to his Devour, which was kind of what the whole champion was based around. Yeah, it's not as good anymore, which is why I'm kind of surprised to see it. Like, looking at Nova, he has not played, any Tahm Kench that I've seen. Might have other accounts he plays on. But, looking, it's all right, it's Braum, Thresh, Alistar, a little bit of Janna, Soraka, Rakan. But mostly his champ pool is Braum, Thresh, or Alistar. So I'm just it's just very interesting to see that. Didn't really expect that. Really threw me for a loop. But hey, it really could work out. I think especially against this enemy team comp with the Lee Sin, the Darius, the Devour can be very useful to save the Lucian at certain times. And, we're going to go back to these old bot. I love the old bot lane matchups of Braum versus Tahm Kench. My God. Will anything happen for the first 20 minutes of the game? I'm not sure. Ezreal will throw a bunch of Mystic shots, and Lucian will kind of sit there and farm. And maybe we'll have a skirmish in the river. That's kind of what happens in these matchups. Tahm Kench will lick you, and Braum will throw his shield at you, but that's about all that happens. Just about 20 seconds left on the Spectre delay, and then we'll get right into game. Hopefully, if all the loading goes well. Always an if. Yep, a few more seconds, then we should get in the game. As we load in. Try and give you a quick update on what the other series is before we hop in. Looks like it's well, they're still playing, so it's probably 1-1. Yep, it is. Wasted Potential versus a Rebrand. It's 1-1 right now, and they're going into game 3, starting right now. We got Zyzo on Jin. Like normal, we got Bezlime playing Oriana, so even a Lux over there. So a couple interesting games. So that's where the series is 1-1 right now with Wasted Potential versus Rebrand. And there's your quick update. And now we'll hop in the game here, loading. Very close. They're taunting me. 94% loaded. Just taunting me. Looking at the runes, nothing crazy so far, which you guys will see in just a second. Grasp on GP, which is sort of the standard now, and everybody else, you know, all the same stuff. Oh, jeez. 98% again. Jeez. Other than that, Unsealed Spellbook on Tom Kench, but that's all. That's it. Nothing crazy going on. Shaco has been a champion that's traditionally taken Dark Harvest or Electrocute type runes. But this game has gone for the Fleet Footwork, which is, I think, the new standard on Shaco because of the nerfs to Dark Harvest. There were changes, but essentially nerfs to the rune. And Electrocute just isn't really as good as it was in the beginning of last season. It was a really good rune, but now it's really not. I mean, it's still good compared to like Thunderlords of old, but compared to every other rune in the game, it's not great. It does not have the damage to hold up with. Shaco also investing in that Rejuvenation Bead early to give him the access to the T-Mat earlier on in the game. Actually is the same pace as the old T-Mat because they increased the cost of T-Mat by 150. So it's actually like Rejuvenation Bead used to get you like a lot sooner, and it still does now. It's still the same amount difference, but it's like that 150 gold you feel because it's a lot harder to get the T-Mat on your first clear. And like you just get it a lot later. Like the 150 gold matters a lot early on in the game, and getting T-Mat like speeds up your clear so much that like you know the amount of time you don't have the T-Mat is just lost gold essentially on Shaco because the clear without it is a lot slower. You notice this on champions like Rengar too, who really struggle to have AoE spells and are especially focused on their auto attacks when clearing, like Shaco and Rengar are. Kha'Zix's a champion that used to pick up the T-Mat a bit, and still does occasionally now if you want to really power farm, but is really not as dependent on auto attacks to clear, right? He's got his W, which is an AoE spell, effectively. His Q is also a spell, which it's kind of like a different version of Rengar Q, which is like an auto attack reset and power of your auto attack. But Kha'Zix's Q does not interact the same way, so it helps out. It's a little bit different. You can also, you know, it allows him to also go for the different starting item. He doesn't have to go for the Hunter's Machete. He can go for the Talisman instead, which, you know, obviously makes you clear with your W better as well. So that T-Mat really didn't make him unplayable, but hurt Shaco a little bit. The footwork also making a comeback here. You see more people picking that up. Of course, footwork also helps. Fleet footwork also helps the clear for the Shaco. And you play a bit more bruisery with this build. Less one-shotty because you don't have the Dark Harvest damage. But speaking of clears, it was the red 2 Krugs, and then I believe he took that Scuttle Crab, so we might have the junglers meet up top here. Shaco is there, Audio there as well, so Skarrain and Audio might have another confrontation early on in the jungle. Right now, QQ just spamming out those Qs. Getting those grass procs. Looked like Audio just took that crab for himself there. Skarrain did not contest early on. Again, probably not a great matchup early on in the game for him. Later, probably will go much better. But Skarrain just continuing to clear. Already onto his blue and now the Gromp. So he's actually a little bit ahead in the clear of the camps. He's also taking a Skull Crab, so he's slightly ahead. Not too big, but a bit more efficient there. You see, QQ is actually doing very well in this matchup. I thought he'd struggle a bit more. Maybe once Nyrus gets a couple levels, I think he'll go much better. The reason I say I feel like the GP would struggle more is obviously he can't walk into melee range of the Darius at any point. Except later into the game. Now Nyrus can go up. Looks like we're going to have a confrontation in the top lane here. Nyrus forced flash away. Has the Ignite ticking down on him. Skarrain used that one. Ghost was popped as well as the flash from Nyrus. In mid lane, a little bit more trading. But the counter gank was there from Audio, but didn't actually end up working out because Nyrus was taking so low to start off with. They couldn't really 2v2. Couldn't really fight the 2v2. Again, more trading in the bottom lane. It really shouldn't result in a death at any point, though. See, Celestial and Chaos have taken some worse health trades, but again, it shouldn't result in their deaths at any point. They're just really very safe with these picks. If it does, it's probably a mistake by them. No TP, though, for Nyrus. Does mean he lost a little bit of farm. You can see that CS lead. Now a gank from the bottom lane here, though. Skarrain comes in, but a flash away from Celestial and a heal from Kayats will get them out. Skarrain actually doing very well in this matchup in the mid lane. Up CS and up in health here. Taking a couple good trades. Landed that last tornado. Sheen going to be purchased for Kayats on the first back. QQ smacks Nyrus in the face once again. Nyrus has actually found his way onto QQ, though. Slowed him down a bit, but now the barrels are stacking up onto him. The true damage there as well from QQ. Now Nyrus, flash in from QQ. Will dodge the damage from the axe spin, and now QQ's going to pick up the solo kill. Pre-level 6 as well. Very nice play from him. Just continuously cutting back with those barrels, and Nyrus, with no ghost, really makes it hard to stay on to the gangplank, and he's actually able to pick up that solo kill, so surprising that QQ's doing so well in this matchup. That grass really makes your fighting much, much better. Audio, though, going to try and clean up this kill in the top lane, but QQ does have that level 6. Brings that down, eats the oranges to give himself a little bit more time. Remove the scurvy. Now QQ is chasing Audio. He's actually chasing underneath this turret, and he's going to turn back around, and that'll be to his death. QQ with 2 kills up in the top lane. First a solo kill onto the Darius. His lane opponent Nyrus, and now Audio comes in and like, alright, I guess I'll kill you too. Rains down the cannon barrage from his ship. A good reliable crew always helps. Trang not going to use the last breath there. And that will mean the Fluke gets away here. Again, still CS lead for Skarrain there. QQ's doing very, very well up the top lane, like we saw, with a big CS lead and those kills. Another tornado lands there. Just surprised doing so well in this top lane. And in the mid lane. Not matchups I thought that either Fluke or Nyrus would struggle in. Well, maybe the first couple levels. Nyrus needs to get all of his spells together to try and all in, but not working out for either of them. So so far. Mid lane's pretty even overall. I'm exaggerating it a little bit, but top lane's certainly not in a good spot now. Bit of a repeat of game 1. Windmill, of course, a very good spell against ranged champions. In some ways, just a better version of Braum Shield. Especially once you level that thing up, Windwall gets... Once Windwall is maxed, it is huge. Oh, flash in here! Last breath, Ignite! Will Fluke die? Yes, you will. The last couple ticks of Ignite will take him down. Sharang with the fancy plays. Flash forward there. Beautifully executed. And takes him down. Solo kill in the mid lane. Nova and McTrump have a slight level advantage, so they're going to take the better end of that trade and force back Celestial. Has to hop back to his buddy for safety. Now McTrump and Nova. They're sitting pretty even here with Coyotes and Celestial. Now McTrump training aggressively here, forces the shift away. Coling gonna come out, Celestial, he's gonna get the heal, but I don't know if it's enough. A solo kill, well, a 2v2 kill there for McTrump. Flash forward again, they're gonna use heal to try and go into the turret, but nope. Not gonna be able to close the distance there, as Coyotes did heal and use his flash as well. Pact is available for Corki right now, but he's got to worry about his own lane. Nyrus now in trouble. Skarrain is here. Oof, the dagger won't quite spell the doom of Nyrus there. Cannon Barrage was used again. A spell you want to use around the map, but QQ's just like, alright, I'll just use it in my own lane and try and kill my opponent. That works too. Couple plates already destroyed in several lanes now, and Paragon 5 is just... Well, setting up a repeat for game 1. Bot lane didn't even go this well in game 1. Bot lane and mid lane were pretty even for the majority of the game. It was just top lane where they had their advantages, as well as in the jungle. And they don't have the advantages in the jungle like they did in game 1. But, you know, you wouldn't expect them to with the matchup. It's pretty much dead even there. But top lane, again, is way ahead, and you know, both the other lanes are, so they have an even better start to the second game. 10 minutes has been reached, and slightly over 2,000 gold lead there. Gotta say, that Corki skin has a lot of particle effects going on in it. Who doesn't love a good fireworks show, though, as we get the blue handover. Audio is going to be nice enough to give his mid laner that one. Corki, a champion that... One of the reasons I think he's not in bottom lane is because of that blue handoff. Really important he gets that. For wave clear. Now going to be a little scuffle in the jungle here. Audio going to use the Dragon Rage to try and get away. The crab was stolen. Skarrain's going to fall here with a little hallucination over the wall here. Is going to use the... Oh, very good block there by Skarrain. Going to block the Resonating Strike so he can't actually get back over the wall with the Dragon after he recast that ability. So very nice block from him. Ensures the kill, and sure enough, Audio goes down. Now Celestial and Coyotes are forced to flash away. Nyrus with the ultimate up top lane. QQ was forced to flash, but just survived this one. Now Nyrus going to pop the ghost. He finds QQ. He didn't realize he stayed, and QQ's going to get shut down. Nyrus comes back in with a little cheeky play in the brush. Well, that's certainly one way to get back into the game here. Tilt your opponents and pick up his gold at the same time. Thought he left, and oh, nope. He's still there. Wrong way to go. Good fancy folk there from Nova. Just dodged down a couple skill shots. Assume it will be the Fan Dancer first here for Shararang. Seems to be the common theme. Get another champion that benefited from the crit changes, like we talked about last night. Good old Triforce for the Gangplank. And I wonder if it'll be the Cleaver or the Triforce for the Darius. Looks like it's going to be Cleaver based on the Ruby Crystal that has been picked up there. This Phantom Answer for sure. Or that Yasuo. Well, I gotta say, I was surprised to see the Tahm Kench, but hey, it's working out pretty well. Always cool to see Unsealed Spellbook. I feel like a rune that's just kind of fun to use. Getting to like use like Ghost and random Samurai spells is nice. QQ though has been pulled back here by Nyrus, and the Insect from Audio will get him back in towards their own turret. Audio will connect that Resonating Strike, and QQ with the extra movement speed from the barrels will try and get away here, but the Chilling Smite from Audio will mean he's slowed, and that will mean he's taken down. Skarrain is here to help, and so is Shararang, but I don't think they'll be able to get anything here. It's 3 members from Akuma. Nyrus, Audio, and Fluke are here. Oh, the Hallucination back. And that's a 4. Celestial also makes his way up, but they won't find the CC they need to try and get those kills. So both the jungle and mid laner will get away. Unfortunately, QQ wasn't lucky enough. Tornado misses that time as well. Trump and Nova, in the meantime, they'll have been working away on this turret in the bottom lane. With Celestial gone, they've got quite an opening to put some pressure on this turret. But the King also finished already. Allows get some more pressure down here. No ultimate available from Nova. Celestial does make his way back down and try and keep this turret alive for as long as possible. When his bite misses, though, Trump. McTrump with a good dodge there. Culling also going to come out. No potential for a kill, but Kayats eats a lot of that damage. Here comes Corki, though, with the package. Nova now flashes over that burning ground, but I don't think it'll be far enough. Down he goes. Oh! And McTrump, with that last Mystic shot, eats it and goes down. Double kill. Well, not a double kill for any one individual, but a double kill for the team, at least. QQ now found on the top lane again. Audio is here. Dragon Rage is available. No flash, though, for the Insect, but that's not going to be needed. QQ gets dunked there by Audio. Looks like Sarain is here in the bottom lane. The Ignite going to go on to Kaio. It's going to reduce that healing from the heal. TP also coming in here from Nova. Sarain is on Celestial, continuing to auto him down with these continuous slows. Doesn't have red buff, but the slow from that dagger really helps out. Alt's going to be used from Nova as well to try and cut off Kayouts. He's going to have Arcane Shift up. Yep, he will. Down. Oh, it goes over. Will Sharrain be able to dash with these wolves? Yes, he will. Finds the kill. Onto that 80 carry there. In the meantime, though, Audio and Nyrus have been pushing up into this top lane, trying to make up for their poor performance at the beginning of this game and in game 1. They're trying to get some damage back here. Have found some kills, and now turrets. The outer already down, the inner going to follow as well here. The Rift Hero probably not going to get enough for another charge, though, but certainly did its work. Couple turrets in the top lane mean a lot. As just now, the first turret for Paragon 5 falls. Both the mid and top are low, though. Oh, flash forward there from Celestia to try to help out Fluke here in this fight. Oh, Sharang is going to be stunned up here, but he's going to go in with the last breath. But no, the stun here is going to shut him down. Skarrain is here, gets the backstab in. Going to force the flash from Fluke. Celestial now hops over to his minion. Good use of that to get out there. Stands behind. He says, I'm not going to stand in front of you. You're going to stand in front of me. Protect me. So he gets away. The minion always willing to help out. Triforce is completed, though, for Fluke. Important power spike for him. And Triforce is going to be picked up for QQ on this back. So 2 crucial item spikes for those champions. Two items for Ezreal as well. We'll see how he's coming along with that stacking. 520 out of 750. So he's got a little bit ways to go on that one before he gets that true 2-item spike that Ezreal's want. But he's at a decent pace. Continues to spam out those spells. He'll get there. And it's just some minions being cleared here. There's no neutral objectives, no Rift Herald, no Dragon up for a little while. So it's just going to be the focus on this map play and these turrets. low turret in the mid lane and in the top lane for both sides. Was cleaver for Nyrus, so not going to go for a bit more carry build. He's going to go for the cleaver and be focused more on these team fights rather than the side lane play, it looks like. No teleport also means that the split push is going to be a little bit worse, because he won't be able to, you know, pressure in the side lanes when the Baron is up. Or at the very least, if he does, he'll be sacrificing a lot of pressure for his team on the Baron and potential to contest it. Or pressure it themselves. I think that Lucian's sitting on a lot of gold. Yes, he is. Has been on this Blade of the Ruined King for a while. But doesn't really want to go back yet. Like to get the full item if he can, and if not, just pick up both components. But Charlemagne has now found himself in the wrong place at the wrong time. Dragon Rage comes in the kickback, and Audio will pick up that kill with the help from Celestial. Scar Rain, in the meantime, has gone to the bottom lane, found his way behind Fluke. Gets the backstab, and now the Cannon Barrage comes down. They're trying to chase Fluke down this side lane. Scar Rain QQ will pick up the kill, but oof. Very low. Shaco didn't quite use the Hallucinate at the right time. And ate a lot of damage there. Pretty close to stacking up this tier now, I'd imagine. 700, so just about 50 more stacks before that is transformed. Looks like it'll be the Infinity Edge second for Fluke. Not quite sure what he's building there. Scar Rain will not get the blue buff stolen away. We'll pick that one up. Nyrus is trying to be a little cheeky with that one. Yeah, I'm interested to see what this BF sword will build into. Could be Storm Razor as well, I suppose. That might be the pickup. I haven't seen too many Storm Razors after the Infinity Edge was buffed. Like, why bother getting the Storm Razor when I can just get Infinity Edge first? Because it's much better now. Yasuo also trying to pick up his Infinity Edge. He's getting pretty close. Was Dustblade here for Shaco, so he's not playing a Bruise rebuild at all. Dustblade, and now looks like another lethality item, probably the Ghostblade. Could be Edge of Night, which was buffed a while ago. But really haven't seen too many people getting that one. Joining on the lethality is the Gangplank here. He's got a Serrated Dirk, and we'll probably build that into the Yomu's. That's the classic lethality item for the Gangplank. And other than that, both supports going for the Locket. And of course, McTrump going to go for the Cleaver. Another blue buff for Fluke there. Continuing to get those. We'll probably till the end of the game. Scar Rain is the back line once again. Finds Kayats, but he's going to be forced out here. Already very low. Two-shot barrage will not land true this time. Everyone pretty chunked out, but no one going to fall yet. Shift forward there. Will not find the Mystic Shot onto Nova. Trump, though, is in a bad spot. Nova not in position to devour. Pull back in from Nyrus, but the heal will get the movement speed they need to get out. McTrump, though, now Summoner Spell-less. Nova was not in position to swallow his AD carry, so loses both of his Summoner Spells, which is pretty key here, especially with Baron up here. We're at 22 minutes. Baron is available. So very, very key that your team fight ready at this point. Infernal Drake also on the table. Like, this is a very important time to be ready, but so that pickoff was pretty crucial. Even though they didn't get the kill. Very, very good swing there for Akuma. And on the Infernal Drake they go. Audio has gone in. The control ward is placed down. Potential for a steal here. Scarrain is over the wall. He does get the steal. Scarrain with the steal, but he's got no way back out. No, the Devour from Nova. He's in range. True Shot Barrage is dodge out with Hallucination. Oh, beautiful play there from Scarrain. And, well, just great teamwork. And now Audio even goes down. He would try to go over the wall and use the flash, but... wow, that was a credible swing there. Scarrain and Nova just... well, like I was saying, I thought the team fight would go poorly because Trump lost the summoner spells, but... absolutely beautiful play from Scarrain and Nova to get that one. Just incredible stuff. That's huge to get that Infernal Dragon, and they get the pickoff on the jungler, so... that cannot be understated how important that is at this stage of the game. Scarrain now, he's going to try his hand at stealing the red buff, too. No, maybe not this time. He's a little bit too scared on that one. Says, that one's not worth. I've already done it once. I'm not going to try my luck again. Gonna back off. Ezreal is working towards the second tier. Already got the first one transformed. We had more team fighting items for the most part for Nyrus. McTrum completed that cleaver as well. Both supports with the locket. Good Devour from Nova that time is going to save his 80 carry. Oh, maybe checking the wrong brush there. Nova walks forward. He'll be okay though. The gray health will heal him up. Now, the play will be around the Baron. We've got the Corki and the Gangplank in the bottom lane. The two people will teleport, so it makes sense why they're there. But they're going to be dueling it out there. Looks like, actually, QQ's backing right now. Yep, he's backing. Looked like he wanted to complete an item. And he's going to head back bottom lane. So yeah, he's just backing to complete an item there. And he's going to head back bottom lane, push out that wave. Fluke backing as well. Looks like he has gold. Yep, he's got about 1,200 gold, so he's probably completing that Infinity Edge now. So it wasn't Storm Raider, it was Infinity Edge, it looks like. Unless he's going to prove me wrong. Nope, but it's Infinity Edge. For the Corki. Which is... not the biggest pickup here. Obviously very big, it's Infinity Edge, right? But... without the rapid fire cannon, like the Corki truly hasn't come online to me until he's at 3 items with the rapid fire cannon, or maybe the stack shield will go for it, but I assume the rapid fire cannon. Like that's when Corki really hits his stride, is when he's got Triforce, 2 crit items. That's when the pick really takes off. Scarrain is gonna make his way onto Kayats there. Shift. Arcane Shift comes in. He will get away for now. The Locket is popped to try and keep him healthy. Ignite was also used from Scarrain. McTrump going forward on Audio. Gets a bit of damage there. Uses Blade King active. And again, it looks like Paragon 5 is in control of the map right now. True Shot Barrage is used to just clear this wave up. No lifesteal available for the Ezreal yet. He's invested all in the mana items here. Ghost pop from Nyrus, but I don't think he's going to find and engage with that. Not too long a cooldown though, but still wasted that one. QQ was working on this turret in the bottom side. Did find a good keg combo there onto Fluke, who again doesn't have lifesteal, so they really don't have ways to sustain with their 80 carries. Quite yet, at least. There was no pen boots here for Kayats. It was just the CDR boots, the Ionian boots. So he doesn't actually have the sort of the AP build that some Ezreals have been going for recently, with Gunblade. As instead of Blade King, you go Gunblade as your 3rd or 4th item to heal up, and with the extra penetration from the magic penetration boots, your spells do a lot of damage later on in the game because your ultimate does magic damage, your E does magic damage, your W does magic damage. The only thing that doesn't is your autos and your Q. later in the game when you have all that AP from your Gunblade, from your Archangels, you do a lot of magic damage. Now McTrump is going to go forward here. The Culling comes out, but Celestial has the shield to block that one. Dragon Ray is used defensively to keep them away. And, oh, Shrang is in the back line here. He did find a big last breath, but not big enough. Nova also going to go down the front line here. So right now it's a 2-for-2 trade, 3v3. And now QQ going to be forced to flash away. Going to use the barrels to try and get some movement speed to get away, but Fluke going to flash. Over the wall. QQ is still running away, but the barrel actually be taken out. Star Rain now on Nyrus. McTrump 2v1ing him. Kayats is not here, not in position yet, but now he comes in. Scar Rain with hallucination to avoid some damage. But oh, a trade kill there. And Skarrangan, the only one to survive. Kayat's going to try and kill him, but no. Will miss the last Mystic shot. Skarrangan going to get away here, but, well, 4 for 3, essentially, after all is said and done. Not exactly the fight Paragon wanted, so Akuma coming back in this game with a good fight there. Going to pick up the Ocean Dragon. Unfortunately, they have 2 AD carries working on it, so don't want to tank it up. And no lifesteal there yet, but they'll pick it up with pretty much no problems. And now we resume our dance around the Baron Pit, as well as our split push battle. Some vision being cleared out by Nova. Turret was taken down in the bottom lane in the meantime. That other series rebrand versus well played is still 1-1. They're about 30 minutes into game 3 here. So I'll try and keep you updated if, you know, what happens in that one. Periodically when we have some downtime. And now Scar Rain trying to... Oh, not going to go over the wall. Not going to pop over that time. Did, looks like he's maxing the Deceive, so he put... I think he maxed 2 Shift Poison first. Or maybe he... Actually, I think what he did was he put 3 points in Deceive, maxed 2 Shift Poison, and then put 3 points in Jack in the Box. I think that's his skill order. Kind of an interesting one in this game. Usually, I feel like you usually go for 3 points in Deceive first. Has been pretty good this game, though. Still no deaths on the Shaco. He has Dustblade, Ghostblade, and he's got the Last Whisper as well. So lots of pen. Gonna continue to take the blues, obviously, because he's with a Yasuo in the mid lane. Could get that over to Lucian, actually. Lucian might benefit from that. But he's gonna keep that one. He's not gonna mention that his AD carry could take it. That's not gonna... No jungler would ever do that. Plus, actually, you know, Shaco is a champion that really benefits from blues as well, so the CDR and mana actually really do help him out. Putting traps around the Baron Pit can really help out. Sometimes getting that key fear off, like later on, is crucial in certain fights, and just having vision of the with the boxes is helpful. They're kind of like a secondary ward. Speaking of wards, Akuma's going to take some out. QQ look for the barrel combo, will not find it though, but Scar Rain is on the audio. He will dash away. Gonna be forced to flash as the clone comes out from McTrump. And Audio will survive, but he's very low, so that could mean that there's an opportunity here for Paragon 5 to get vision and then maybe start off the Baron. They do put down 2 control wards to start things off. Find a couple wards. Couple barrels in the bushes here as they turn on a Baron. Paragon 5. No, Audio has to go back to base and has no flash either, so they're going to try and start it off. True Shot Barrage comes in, but doesn't do very much damage at all. Nova takes a little chunk, but not much. Nyrus coming in from the backside. Baron will go over here. Secured by Scar Rain. QQ with a barrel forward. Celestial very low with the Cannon Barrage. Audio with a kickback, but only hits McTrump. Now he goes in, but gets feared by one of those traps I mentioned earlier, and he goes down. Nyrus lands a Cubic, going to get suppressed by Nova. Eaten up and then taken down by QQ. Celestial now, he's going to hop back to Fluke, but that's already 2 dead. Just 3 left for Akuma. And Paragon 5, that's exactly what they were looking for. Got the chunk out on the jungler and forced him back, and now they've got the Baron and some kills. They look to be in full control of this one. Oh, Sharang gonna go forward. Use the wind wall to dodge out on the Winter's Bite, and now the siege might just begin. Actually, Nova gonna use the ult here. He's gonna go across, and they're gonna join up with his Scarrain there and actually take out the inner turret. Oh, the package comes in from Corki. He's gonna split up Sharang and QQ. Sharang gonna flash over, but he's gonna get taken down with the package. Very good use there from Fluke. Scarrain, though, and McTrump are coming back in. They find Fluke, and he's going to go down. Oh, no, the flash away with the Ignite, though, but McTrump's still on him. Zonies is used. Kayats is in trouble as well. He's going to go down. QQ picks up that one. Audio recast that Resonating Strike, but dashes straight to his death. Now just 2 members left, Fluke and Nyrus. Fluke has the potential to wave clear this. Has Rapid Fire Cannon as well as that Infinity Edge and Pen Boost that we mentioned earlier. But that's one inhibitor down, and the second one might be right on the menu here. Nova's feeling a little bit hungry, but he might not want to eat this one. Nyrus certainly going to give him indigestion, as Nova is taken down very low, already bleeding. He's going to suppress him, though, and he might just be able to get away. No, the dunk comes in. Nyrus does certainly pick up that kill. Who's the Predator this time? It looks like it's going to be Nyrus. One more inhibit. Just might go down. A few more Baron minions. Yep, it's going to go down. The mid and top inhibitors both dead, and there's also an Infernal Dragon here, so while Akuma are worried about clearing those minions, it looks like Scarrain might be able to pick up that Infernal Dragon for free, as he steals the blue buff as well. And now we reset here. Spear of Shojin actually going to be picked up for McTrump on the Lucian. Item I haven't seen too much, but it does have a lot of combo with Lucian. It sort of has the old Essence Reaver effect. I think it's slightly different in the stats and stuff, but basically after you ult, you get attack speed and your attacks refund your non-ultimate cooldown. So it's actually a pretty cool item here. It also gives more CDR, so Lucian now has 40% CDR along with the Cleaver, a bit more health and attack damage. So this item I feel like makes a lot of sense on Lucian, since he's become sort of this bruiser 80 carry with his build. Now with this Baron 4 members strong of Paragon 5, a Paragon 5 will move into this bottom lane inhibitor turret. Baron up, Cannon Minion are is just smacking away at that thing. Scarrain is in the mid lane here, giving the Baron buff to those minions. Kayats now has the Gunblade, and he shift forward, did a lot of damage there to McTrump. So didn't go for the Pen Boots, went for the Ionian Boots, the CDR, but still went for the Gunblade 4th after the Archangels. Redemption now going to be used here by Nova to heal up his team and keep the siege going. QQ is tanking up in the front line, trying to get some autos on this turret. He will not find very much, but did buy some time for his teammates and those minions to get some damage done. Triforce is a big item for Gangplank, and with that, those Triforce empowered autos, he can find a lot of damage onto those turrets if he does get the chance. No True Shot Barrage is going to be used to try and clear out the minions. QQ with a good barrel combo. Flash Warps and Celestial. He's going to engage. Windwall is there to block the Braum ultimate, and Celestial's going to go down to the Culling. Baron, Cannon Barrage is also used. And Celestial, he tried a big attempt at an engage, but the Windwall was there. Sharang just completely stuffed that engage, and there was no follow-up after the flash forward from Celestial. The minions in the mid and top lane are also continuing to pour in and forcing Akuma to answer them. Sharang going to use the Zonias to buy a little bit of time. The stopwatch crucial there. Also Devour from Nova will keep him safe. Scarrain with the Ghost Blade is trying to get into the back line, but he will not find anyone. They're playing too safe, but that's tripling him down at 36 minutes. 36 and a half minutes. To be a bit more precise. No Baron or Dragon, but looks like Paragon 5 are just going to go back and buy up. They have a lot of gold here. 2,000 on McTrump, 1,500 on Sharang, and 1,800 on QQ. So there's a lot of gold that he spent here, even over 1,000 on Nova. So they're going to go back and buy their items and then come back and end the game with his tripling him down. One Nexus turret has also fallen, as you can see. So this makes a lot of sense. You're playing it safe, making sure you are definitely going to win, as opposed to risking it all and handing them, over a bunch of gold when you're at essentially a weaker state than you really should be because of all the gold you have accumulated. The other series did end. Bezelheim did win that one. Bezelheim's team did win that one. So I believe they took that. Yeah, they took that one 2-1. Right now we're just dancing around the Baron here. Fluke though, Mitch could cut up. He does have Guardian Angel, so he can revive. And we're going to continue the Baron dance here. Very exciting stuff as we just wait for something to come through. Bezelheim Rebrand took the other series on the second stream 2-1. Still 1-0 here, but Paragon 5 are poised to take this series with this Baron. If they get this, there's only 2 inhibs down now. The mid lane inhib has respawned. Oh, but here we go. Team fight just might start off. Oh, last breath used, and already Corki forced into that Guardian Angel. McTrump still putting out DBS though, but Fluke is trying to dash away, but he will get taken out. Audio also going to be taken down with the tornado. And now Nova going to flank Kayats, and he's going to be forced into his death in the jungle. Nyrus at the back here trying to clear the minions by the Nexus, but Kiku going to TP in and take down Nyrus almost certainly. He's got the Guardian Angel. It doesn't even need it. Down he goes, and looks like this series will be Paragon 5's here. A 2-0 victory for them over Paragon 5. I know. A pretty dominating 2 games, I'd say. They really took it to them there. Game 1, I feel like, was a bit more decisive in their pushes. They just kind of like, they got a lead. They continued to go. They had, gave up a few kills, but just kind of continued through it and ended that game in like 30 minutes. This one was 39:03, a bit longer. It isn't to say it wasn't just as convincing, but they weren't quite as decisive and were a bit more methodical about the way they ended the game here. Give you some numbers here. A lot of damage up in the top lane. QQ had a wonderful 2 performance in each game, and you see the Ezreal and Corki did a bunch of damage as well. Certainly no slouches there. The Kayats and Fluke put out the damage, but a lot of it was just a little bit of poke there, and so they weren't able to quite win those team fights. As you can see here, 29,000 there from QQ. Fluke and Kayats did quite a bit, but not enough in the end. Just not quite enough damage. So a good game to both parties. Good series. Of course, Tom Kench coming in with a 6,900 damage. Nice. And, a good performance for both teams. Definitely good things to take away for both of them, but Paragon 5, they're sitting in a pretty contentious spot, right in the middle. I think they're 6th place right now. Go ahead and confirm that for you. Go look at the standings here. Yep, 6th place. Yep, they are at 6th place. So Free Tyler 1 and Rats are tied at 4th. Paragon 5 sitting in 6th at 3-3. So they're actually in a really contentious spot here in the playoffs. In terms of potential playoff seeding. So this win is actually pretty big. Getting to 4-3 means that they are now tied with Free Tyler 1 and Rats. The Rats. Free Tyler 1 and Rats still have to play their second series, and of course Paragon 5 does as well of this week. But that's a pretty important win. Keeping them on pace with Free Tyler 1 and Rats is really big. Continuing to stay tied for 4th place, very, very crucial. Keeping up pace with them so they can have the potential for a big seeding. And I think the matchups between Free Tyler 1 and the Rats and Paragon 5 will be matches to watch for sure, because they are crucial in the standings. That I think will be a great series as well. So hopefully we'll get a chance to see those. And, just going to go ahead and give you a quick update on the schedule. Tomorrow is Saturday, if I have my days right. Yep, tomorrow's Saturday. And the series will be Blizzard versus U.S. Army Esports at 9 p.m. with Listaya. I will not be here, so you just have the one stream on the main stream at 9 p.m. with Listaya. I will be back for Sunday, though, at 8. 8, I think. Yes, 8 o'clock on Sunday, 7 p.m. on Sunday. There's also another series. BB Clocks versus Paragon 5 on Sunday at 7 p.m. Lestai will be hosting that one, and I will be doing the Akuma Blades versus Rats game at 8 p.m. on Sunday. But yeah, tune in tomorrow, Saturday, 9 p.m. with Lestai, Lane Zero Blizzard versus US Army Esports. You can find all the schedule, all the standings at our website, Sugar. Let me get this right so I don't screw it up. Sugar-freeleague.com. And all the information's there and stuff. If you want to find me, you can find me at on Twitch at twitch.tv/I'mNotKios. You can find me on YouTube if you search my name. I unfortunately don't have a custom URL, but that's okay. And you can find me on Twitter as well at twitch.tv or twitter.com/I'mNotKios. So with all that self promotion out of the way, just want to thank you guys for coming in. May have something else in the works for you in terms of an interview. I just sent a message over. Maybe we'll get an interview with McTrump. He's the one inviting me to all the games, so we'll ask and see if he's available. But that's all the information I got for you now. Again, thanks for tuning in. I appreciate you guys watching all our games. If you haven't already, definitely watch the BB Clocks power ranking. I believe it's BBC Studios. I want to get that URL right. All right. Looks like we will be joining. So actually stick around, guys. Don't leave yet, because we're going to have an interview quickly with the winners here. All right. Hello, are you there?
Hello.
Awesome. All right. So say hello to everyone. Say hello to the stream. We got a winner's interview here with McTrump. Congratulations. Good 2-0 tonight.
Thanks, man.
How
are you?
I'm pretty good, thank you. So are you feeling pretty good about the team lineup so far? I know you guys have some back and forth here, but you looked really good tonight. QQ had some good performances, and you as well. Especially, I like the new item, the Spear of Sojin, on the last game.
Oh yeah, dude. I thought about that during study hall today. Oh, I was preparing, dude. Felt really good.
Yeah, because it's the old Essence Reaver passive. Yeah. Works really well.
Why not just take the same build and just use that item? And it works out really well. I get 3k HP at like 20 minutes. It's fucking insane.
Do you think there's ever a time where you would go Spear of Shojin before Rapid Fire Cannon? Do you think that's good to rush to 40% CDR on 3 items?
To rush to 30% CDR? No, because the reason I would say that is because had I done that game, we definitely would have lost, like early game at least. Because I'd be so glass cannon that like Corki would just 2-shot me, or Lee Sin would just kill me, and Ezreal would win lane. That's the reason I tried it, but it just doesn't work as good. I tried the old Essence Reaver build. You're just too squishy. You just can't get through laning phase and mid fights.
Okay. That makes a lot of sense here. The other thing in terms of bot lane stuff I wanted to ask you about is I saw Nova played Tom Kench in game 2, which I thought was really interesting, especially because he plays more like Thresh Alistar. They banned Alistar, obviously, but did you guys not play Thresh just because they played so defensively with Ezreal Braum, or like what was the thinking of Tom Kench there? Because I haven't seen that champion in a long time.
Well, the reason we picked Tom Kench was mainly because even if we go Thresh, we don't win lane. Like it's just Braum. It's just Braum Ezreal. So
yeah.
Too passive, I guess. So we picked Tom Kench so we can we still won lane because of it, and we were able to rotate around the map like crazy. Like if you look at bot lane vision, it was insane. Their whole entire bot side map was lit up, and the Tom Kench was mainly for the insect as well and the Corki package, which helped a lot during teamfights. Like Corki couldn't do as much damage or anything because Tom Kench would just gobble up someone, and that was it. So it was a surprise pick. It was a really nice pick. Nova just felt really comfortable on the champion.
Well, you guys certainly had a good series tonight, but It did come against the Akuma Blades, who are struggling a little bit so far in the season. Do you guys feel really good about your lineup and think you can, can test some of these better ranked teams so far? Or do you guys feel like you need some more work before you're ready to take on, teams like Wasted Potential and Blizzard and BB Clocks?
No, I think we're good. I think we'll just do every game.
That's a rather succinct point, but thank you for coming on. I really appreciate it. A great series.
Games. Yeah. Thank you.
My pleasure. I appreciate you guys letting me do it and waiting for me to get in lobby and waiting for me to ready up while I change all the labels and stuff.
Yeah. I'm in. Is that it?
Yeah. Thank you for joining us, and good luck in your next series. I don't think we get to see you again this week, but hopefully next week.
Sunday, I believe. I'm playing Sunday. Yeah. But I'm in.
All right.
Peace out. Have a good
See
night.
ya. All right. Big thanks to McTrump. Hopefully we get a few more winners interviews. I know we haven't done it so far, but I hope we'll get to do those a little bit more. I know it's very late, so wanted to call it early and make sure you didn't stay up too late. But again, thanks for tuning in. Thanks to McTrump. Thanks to Paragon 5 and Akuma Blades. And we'll see you guys again tomorrow on Saturday. Again, I won't be here, but Lestaya will. And then on Sunday. And yeah, thanks for tuning in. We'll see you guys again soon.